Are you ready?
Good morning, Kelly Williams. How is everybody? We have a live mic from the first 10 seconds of our call today. Excellent. It's great to see you. I'm so glad to be here with you. So that was Wang Chung. And for those of you who don't know who Wang Chung are, every time I think of Wang Chung, I think of this story. And some of you know this story, but I'm going to tell it real quick because it makes me laugh. When I was 14 years old in 1984, I wanted to go see the Cars at Forest Hills Tennis Stadium. And I wasn't allowed to go by myself because I was 14 and nobody else would take me. So my uncle, who's just 8 years older than I am, volunteered to take me to the Cars concert at Forest Hills Tennis Stadium. And the opening act was Wang Chung. Back in those days, they had like one song that some people knew, but my uncle could never figure out who we were seeing. He knew the Cars, but he didn't know who else the opening act was. And so I had told him Wang Chung, Wang Chung, Wang Chung, and his version of that. Hold on, I probably should stop the recording to say this. And if you have children around, cover their ears because this is not PG in my head than it was when I actually told it. But anyway. So good morning, everybody. I hope you're awesome. I wanted to just quickly say, wow, what a week we had this past week, right? Bold launched on Wednesday, and there wasn't anybody in that room who, when they came back to me afterwards via in-person or text or email, didn't say, you know what, that was a pretty amazing experience. Great 3 hours of. Hold on, we got live mics galore this morning. So let me just address that here all over again. We've got a full room of people. The good news is I'll be contacting those of you on the waiting list this morning. I do believe we have figured out a way to work those of you in on the waiting list into full bold. So watch for more information on that. If you're not on the waiting list, unfortunately, I don't think I can do anything at this point in time. And you'll have to wait till bold comes around again. But we appreciate everyone who was there. We appreciate the participation. We appreciate Kimberly Horn for bringing her time and talents to Connecticut. And we're really excited to dive in and move that forward. To that, whether you're enrolled in bold or not, starting tomorrow, in as many locations as we can make it happen in, do remember that we do have these crazy call days going on. And so what that is from 9:30 until you can stand it, or 6 o'clock, whichever comes first, right? We're going to be inside of the market centers just having fun and lead generating as a group and helping each other out to find business, find listings, and make money. So do watch for more info on that later this morning via email. My understanding is that right around 4 o'clock, if you've lasted through the day, that's when the adult beverages come out. And so the last 2 hours of lead generating may be way more fun than the first 6. Just saying. So check it out and see what happens. So watch for info on that. And then, of course, on Saturday in the Stamford Market Center, we did have that Ukrainian cultural event that so many people worked so hard to put together. Fiona and Anna and Dee and Bogdan and Marlon and everybody else who helped that I forgot to mention. So thank you to everyone who attended. Thank you. I believe I saw Anna post that we've raised over $7,000 so far to send to the humanitarian efforts over in Europe. And the food was amazing, and the speakers were kind of beyond. There were some amazing stories that were told. And so if you missed it, there's another one coming up, and I'm sure we'll have information on that later this week, something next week. So do plug into that next one to continue to support that cause. And then lastly, excitedly, I'm here to tell you that later today we will be sending out the invite link, or the say yes, count me in link to our May 18th celebratory party at the Greenwich Hyatt. We are so excited to invite you and your spouse and or significant other to that celebration party on May 18th. More details later, but do me a favor, when that comes out, when you know you're going, please just go ahead and click that button and register. We need to start gathering some information about for some things that we have planned for that, and we need to know numbers as early as possible. We're excited. We're excited to see you. We're excited to pop everybody in one room and be able to party together and celebrate together. So do plan on attending that if at all possible. All righty. We've got a bunch of stuff happening today and throughout the week. Check the calendar. I think 11 o'clock today is Wealth Can't Wait Book Club. And again, the sales rally and awards program in person in both the Ridgefield and Stanford Market Centers this Thursday at 11:30, I believe. Plus, we're going to feed you lunch. So if for nothing else, come in for food, stay for the company and the awards that you've earned. Let's make sure that we're recognizing ourselves and recognizing each other and having a good time while we do it. And then check the calendar for all the other things that are going on this week, because there's just so many of them. All right, so I wanted to bring you, as many of you know, I attended a concert in New York last week with my daughter, which was really, really exciting. It was held at Irving Plaza, a music venue that's downtown. It's been around for forever. I don't know, holds about 800 or 1,000 people, something like that. And what's fun about Irving Plaza is there's no seats, right? So it's just one big kind of a mosh pit venue. And I thought I would give you, for those of you who are able to see the screen, give you an example of what that looks like. So there's Irving Plaza. And there's me right in the middle. If you look really closely, right in the, no, I'm kidding. I'm not in that picture, but that is, that is Irving Plaza. You can see it's just one big open floor for everyone to kind of crowd in and enjoy the live music. And so that's where I was on Thursday night with my daughter. We went to see an artist by the name of Tate Mcrae, who she absolutely loves. Those of you who have daughters who are between the ages of 15 and maybe even 22 or so probably know who Tate Mcrae is. For those of you who don't, you may not, right? And so she is she's a teenage singer-songwriter. She's growing in popularity across the country, and we got to go and check her out. And so it may sound like an odd place to learn business lessons, right, or life lessons as you're squished in with 1,000 other people and the music is pumping and whatnot. And yet, here they are. 5 lessons I learned in the mosh pit. So number 1, be prepared. Look, I didn't know much about Tate Mcrae at all going in. I knew that Lily liked her. And so instead of just kind of arriving and hoping that I would be entertained, I studied and I did some research beforehand. Right, I asked my daughter to list out the 5 best songs that she liked. I found those online. I listened to them. I memorized the song names. I memorized some of the lyrics to the songs. I didn't want to be the only person not being able to sing along when it was our turn to sing along, right? And so I did the research and I prepared myself for what I was about to experience. I was ready, right? And because I felt ready, I was able to just kind of let go and have fun. I knew the popular songs. I could sing when Tate said, "You sing the chorus." I knew what the chorus was, right? And so the business lesson there that I will turn that around to is, are you preparing well enough in your business so that when you are with clients, you can just let go and have fun? Are they feeling that from you? Right? It makes all the difference in the world as it relates to both your experience and theirs. Think about it. If you're prepared, if you know the words, right? Yes, I'm referring to scripts without saying the word scripts, right? Knowing the words means knowing your scripts. And when you're that prepared, everything else can just kind of take a back seat. And now you're just there to have the experience, give the experience to the client, have the experience for yourselves, and just let go and have fun. So be prepared. Do the work ahead of time to make sure that you're ready to just go and have fun and enjoy the experience. Lesson number 2. So lesson number 2, it may surprise you, but again, it's one large mosh pit. And so lesson number 2 for me is when people push back. And what I mean by that is this. Don't pick a fight. Don't push back angrily, but push back in a way that says, look, this is my space and I'm going to stand firm on my space. Because when you're in a huge group of people, we had some girls behind us who were clearly inexperienced at the adult beverages they were consuming. And after a couple of those adult beverages, personal space was not high on their list, right? That wasn't their focus. And so I looked at Lily at one point and said, look, the next time they kind of push forward, just push back. And so every time they pushed, we just kind of leaned on back saying, thank you very much. You're in our space. It wasn't an argument. It didn't have to be, but it was just standing firm on the space that ultimately ended up being ours, right? It didn't have to be a whole thing about it. It was just about protecting your space. So in business, my question is, are you willing to push back when you are pushed? Are you willing to protect the space that is yours and let those around you know that, that your space is not up for grabs? Or do you just roll over and let the listing go to somebody else? Do you let the clients tell you how to run your business? Do you get intimidated by those that you believe have more experience than you do? So when pushed, push back. Number 3, if I could actually speak, this would be a whole lot easier. Okay. Number 3, patience. Remember, it's a mosh pit. Know what you're getting into before you go. And then don't be irritated when that's exactly what shows up. Look, I knew I was going to be with 1,000 teenagers or early 20-year-olds at this concert. I knew I'd be the oldest person in the room. By the way, I was clearly the oldest person in the room. Lily and I had a contest. It's like, all right, during the break in between the opening act and Tate Mcrae, let's see if we can find someone older than me. Nope, couldn't find one. It was me. I wore that hat, right? So when you know going in, just accept it and roll with it. Know what you're going to expect. Don't go. Don't show up if you know what you're going to expect and you think it's going to be irritating to you. I knew absolutely that there'd be loud and craziness and crowds, and I knew there'd be pushing and some drunken stupidity. Like I knew that going in. And so knowing that going in, we just got to accept it and roll with it and have fun. But here's what I also knew. I also knew there'd be great music and an opportunity to bond with my child and dancing and fun. Like I also knew all the good stuff that I was going into. Remember, you get to choose what irritates you and what excites you. So how do you choose? In business, crappy stuff happens, right? In our business, when stuff shows up to derail the transaction, that's called Tuesday. And it fascinates me that some of you still get all hair on fire about the fact that the appraisal didn't come in right. I'm not sure why you don't just expect these potholes. That's why we exist. We exist to handhold the clients through all the stuff that comes up. I would encourage you, know what it's like going in. And that's what it's like going in. Stuff happens. We're there to show up and do that. Expect potholes in your transaction and know how to maneuver through them or around them. Celebrate when a transaction comes together that doesn't attempt to fall apart on you, right? So patience and know what you're getting into. Number 4, stuff versus experiences. I don't know about the rest of you, but me, my kids, most of the people I know, no one needs any more stuff. Right? So what we've been trying to do in the last couple of years is give experiences instead of stuff. This concert was a Christmas present for my daughter. And it was so great to be able to spend just time together focused around something that she loved, right? It was about her joy, her excitement, her enjoyment of the moment, all those things that she'll remember far more than any stuff that could have been given. And so my question is, how do you bring that into your business? Are you giving your clients experiences, or are you just helping them get stuff, i.e. a house? Are they having are they experiencing joy and excitement through the process? Is that the kind of experience that you're giving them? How do you take experiences and deliver that to your database? I'm talking about events. I'm talking about communities online. I'm talking about communities offline. Are you delivering experiences into your database that excites them and engages them? Because I'm going to tell you what, it's the experiences that are remembered far more than any stuff. You want to deliver a closing gift? That's fine. I'd rather you send something small as a closing gift, as a token, and make sure you have at least 6 events over the course of the next 12 months that say thank you over and over and over again to your database. Those are the experiences that create loyalty and referrals. Number 5, and then I'll give you a quick bonus. Number 5, sing loud, because no one's really paying all that much attention to you anyway. And here's the point of that. Lily said to us going in, she's like, oh, Dad, I love all these songs and I want to sing them at the top of my lungs. Now, remember, this is her first concert ever, right? And I said, well, that's the whole point. That's what you go to concerts to do. You go to scream and not have a voice the next day. And when you know the words, it's even better. Just sing along. She's like, oh my goodness, I just don't know if I want to do that with all those people around me, with you right there. With it. I'm like, Lily, it's so loud that no one can hear you anyway. And so the lesson there is no one's all that focused on you. Just go and sing as loud as you want, right? Stop being so judgmental of yourselves in business, in life, in whatever, because only you are focused on you. Everyone else is focused on what else is going on around them. Your clients are focused on getting the property, right? Your clients are focused on getting to a closing table. They're not focused on you, so stop. Just sing loud. It's okay to be off key. I sang all these songs, and I only knew them for about 48 hours, and I didn't know most of the words, so I just made up the words. Right? Just sing as loud as you possibly can so that your experience starts to rub off on everybody else. All right, you want a bonus? Here's your bonus. The bonus for you today is beware of flying water bottles. Huh? So in a really crowded space like Irving Plaza, it gets hot. And about halfway through the concert, some of the staff members on the side of the venue recognized how hot it was and just started lobbing full water bottles into the crowd. Some of them were caught, some of them were not caught, right? Some of them were caught by people's heads. And I have to tell you, the 52-year-old parent in me, my first thought was, oh my goodness, that is so dangerous. I should probably go and talk to those people and tell them to stop doing that because they're going to hurt somebody. There are children here. Oh my goodness, right? That was that instinct that I had. There's my first thought. My second thought was, okay, Rick, can you control that at all? Do you have any control over the staff? Do you have any control over? No. So instead, I turned to Lily and said, beware of flying water bottles. We had a laugh about it, and we just got back to the singing and the dancing and the music in the concert, right? So what's the business lesson? The business lesson is this. Don't be distracted by things you can't control, right? Don't be distracted by things you can't control. They're just flying water bottles. No one will die. Somebody might get a bump on the head, but no one will end up hospitalized over a water bottle, right? Don't make mountains out of molehills. Stay focused on the things that you actually can control and that matter to you, to your clients, and in your world. The market, you can't control it. Other people's behavior, you can't control that. Just soldier on and control the things that you can control and let all the rest of it go. You show up the way you know you need to show up. You be the best that you can be, and everything else You just got to let it go. Guys, I hope this was helpful for you today. I'm going to make some t-shirts that say beware of flying water bottles. If you'd like, I'll make them available to anyone who would like. Have a spectacular day today. Those of you who are in the book club, we're so excited to see you at 11 o'clock. And if you haven't been around the book club, come join us anyway. We're talking about money. Have a great day today. See you soon.